Okay, press start.
Yes.
Okay, so when we do our in-cab, make sure your seatbelt's on. Your key's going to be in the upright position, okay, which is the straight up and down. You don't want your key in the on position yet. Okay, so we're going to talk about our steps. My steps are properly mounted and secure, has good rubber. It's free and clear of any debris. We're going to talk about our step light. Our step light is clear in color. It's properly mounted and secure. Okay, we're going to talk about our grab handles. If you could reach over, my grab handles are properly mounted and secure. They're not missing any nuts or bolts. We're going to talk about our door is in the safety position. That is your door latch. If you switch it over, it goes into emergency release, but right now it's currently in the safety position. The bus documents are up to date, as we showed earlier when we checked in at motor vehicle. Our first aid kit and body cleanup fluid cleanup kit, properly mounted and secure, they are fully stocked. Go into our safety equipment, our 5-pound ABC fire extinguisher. The pin is in place, it's fully charged, and it is up to date. Back here we have our 3 reflective triangles. They're properly mounted and secure. They're not damaged or missing. Okay, up here we do not carry our 6 spare fuses. So now we're going to talk about the seat belt. My seat belt is properly mounted and secure to the wall and to the floor. There's no cuts or rips. Latches in and out. Okay. My seatbelt cutter is in a good location. So now we're going to talk about our pedals. My fuel pedal is properly mounted and secure, doesn't stick, has good rubber. My brake pedal is properly mounted and secure, has good rubber. When I press on it, you can hear the reserves building up. Now we're going to check our horn. Our horn is in good working order. My windshield is properly mounted and secure, has a good rubber seal, doesn't leak. Should have no cracks in the windshield. If I had a crack greater than 1 inch, the bus has no service. We take it out of service. Outside we have 2 crossover mirrors. We have 2 flat mirrors. We have 2 convex mirrors. All of my mirrors are clean and clear. They're adjusted for my personal view, and there's no damage. We're going to come up and we're going to do our student mirror, which is properly mounted and secure. There's no damage I can see from the front seat all the way to the back. It's clean and clear. Now we're going to come down. We're going to do our safe start. My safe start is my shifter needs to be in the park position. My parking brake must be applied. So check that. It's applied. Now I'm going to put the key in the on position. I want all my warning lights and buzzers to go off, especially that ABS light and check engine light. The only light I want to see is my red light telling me my parking brake is applied. Okay, so here is my ABS light. Here is my check engine light. Okay, ABS light's out, waiting for the check engine light to go out. Again, the only light I want to see is my parking brake light. Check engine light's off. Now it's safe to start the bus so we can check our gauges. Okay, my bus started. My oil pressure gauge is up, it's in proper range. My water temperature gauge is within its proper range. Again, oil light, no warning lights or buzzers. Water temperature gauge, no warning lights or buzzers. Voltmeter is telling me that the alternator is charging the battery. It's within its proper range, no warning lights or buzzers. Okay, now we're going to do our light check. We're going to check the lights on our bus. We're going to start off with our headlights. I can tell my headlights are on, my dashboard's illuminated. I can see them in my crossover mirrors. And I could tell that my rear tail lights are working in my school bus light monitor. Now I'm going to check my high beams. You can see my high beams in the crossover mirror, and I can see the blue light on my dashboard is illuminated. Okay, now I'm going to check my brake lights. I see my brake lights in the school bus monitor. It's telling me that my brake lights are working properly. now I'm going to check my right blinker. You can see my right blinker in my crossover mirror. I could see it in my convex mirror, and I could see it in my flat mirror, dashboard, and on my school bus monitor. So the left blinker, I can see it in my crossover mirror, see it in my convex, flat, school bus monitor, dashboard. 4 ways. I could see in both crossovers, both flat, both convex, school bus light monitor, as well as my dashboard. So now we're going to check our school lights to make sure they're working properly. My master switch is on. I'm going to put my amber lights on. I can see that the amber lights are working on my dashboard, flashing amber lights. I could also see that my amber lights are working on my school bus light monitor. Now I'm going to open my door to put my red lights on. We'll talk about my door and all the other lights. Okay, my door is open properly, automatically. Okay, my glass you can see is not damaged. It's clean and clear. The hinges, they're properly mounted secure, not missing any nuts and bolts. I could see that the step well light is working properly. My crossing gate is fully extended. I could see that in my crossover mirrors. I can see my red lights are flashing on my dashboard, as well as front and rear of my school bus light monitor. When I look over here, I can see my stop sign is fully extended with the alternating flashing red lights. When I close my doors close automatically. They form a good seal. The rubber on the doors, not damaged. And stop sign went back in, crossing gate went back in. Everything's working properly. Now I'm going to check my heater and my defroster, both on one switch. So I can feel the heat coming out from below, down by my legs. I also feel the heat coming through the vents on my dashboard. Of course, the dashboard at the time of test will be free and clear of any debris. The dashboard is also properly mounted and secure. Turn that off, it's too hot. Now we're going to check our windshield wipers. Okay, pushing the button in. When fluid's applied, leaves no streak, which tells me my wipers are flush to the glass and there's no damage to the rubber. Okay, so now we're done with all that. We're going to check our brake system. We have hydraulic brakes on this bus, so we're going to check for leaks by pumping the brake pedal 3 times. We're going to hold it down for 5 seconds, and if the pedal doesn't go to the floor or sink, that means that there's no leaks in our system. So let's demonstrate it. 1, 2, 3, and hold. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The pedal stayed firm, didn't fade to the floor, which tells me there's no leaks in my system. So now I'm going to do a parking brake check. Make sure my parking brake is holding. We're going to perform this every day before we go out on the road. Okay, before I put my shifter into the low gear, I'm going to check for any hazards to my right, to my left, and directly in front of me. So now I'm going to drop my shifter down into low gear. Parking brake light is still on. I'm going to give it a little bit of fuel, make sure the bus doesn't move. Okay, my bus did not move. My parking brake is holding. So now we're going to go into our service brake test. So I'm going to roll forward 5 feet, 5 miles per hour, whichever comes first. Push on my brake pedal. Bus should not pull to the right or to the left, and it should come to a complete stop. But before I release my parking brake, I'm again going to check to the right, in front of me, to the left. I don't see anybody around, no hazards. Now I'm going to release my parking brake. Roll forward 5 feet. I'm going to abruptly hit my brakes. Please hold on. Okay. My bus didn't pull to the left or to the right. It did come to a complete stop. My service brake is working properly. Now at this time, I'm going to go turn off the bus and do my child check, and then I'll do my interior inspection. Okay. Turn the key all the way to the left That beeping sound is the child safety check. Anytime the red lights are initiated, that child safety check button has to be pushed. That forces the driver to check the bus for any sleeping children or lost belongings. So now we're going to do the interior portion of the test. We're going to check our safety dividers, our passenger dividers. They're properly mounted and secure. They're not missing any nuts and bolts. There's no excessive wear or tear, cuts, rips. Okay, push on all your seat backs. Make sure that everything's nice and tight, that they're not loose. Come to the back. We're going to check one of the seats, check our frame of the seats. The frame of the seats aren't missing any nuts and bolts. All my seats are properly mounted and secure. There's no cuts or rips. We're going to demonstrate the seat belts. Make sure the seat belts latch in and out. They latch in and out. Seat belts are not cut, ripped, or torn. I would check all my seats in the same manner, as well as I'm going to demonstrate the windows. We would check all those the same way as well. All my student windows, open and close. Leave that one open so when I demonstrate my alarms. Okay, so now we're going to do our emergency exits. I have 2 emergency windows, 2 emergency hatches, 1 rear emergency door. All of them are properly labeled emergency exit. They're all properly mounted and secure. They all have a good rubber seal. Now we're going to demonstrate the window. Alarm sounds when we open it. Latches and closes. That's why I leave the window open, so I can do that. Okay, now we're going to demonstrate the rear emergency hatch. Pop it up. Open it up. Let it go back down. Close it. Alarm sounds upon opening. Now we're going to check our rear door. The door opens, it also locks into place. Alarm sounds upon opening. Alarm turns off. All of the windows are clean and clear. No damage. Red light indicator. Proper color red. No damage. My aisle free and clear of any tripping hazards. There's no holes. Has a good rubber tread. That concludes my in cab as well as my interior, and then we would move on to the exterior.